Hi, my name's Christine and this is the Wedding Wednesday report brought to you by the Australian Academy of Wedding and Event Planning. This week we continue our series of looking at some of the roles that you can perform within the wedding industry. Last week we took a closer look at wedding planning. Just to recap, wedding planning is all about the planning and the logistics of the wedding. Today we are going to look at the role of wedding coordinator. So, wedding planner and wedding coordinator, aren't they the same thing? Well, yes and no. Like I just said, planning is all about the logistics and the planning of the wedding in the lead up to the day. A wedding coordinator is responsible for what happens on the day. Their role is all about executing that plan. Now, the same person may do both things, but we do see planning separated from coordination, particularly if a couple have planned the wedding themselves and they just want someone to do the coordinating. We call this on-the-day coordination. As a wedding coordinator, you'll probably meet with the couple ahead of the wedding, and you may even take over responsibility for the wedding in the week leading up to it. But whilst the couple may like to have you on speed dial as they undertake all of the planning of the wedding themselves, that is not your job. Your job is to make sure that everything that they have planned comes together on the wedding day. Being an on-the-day coordinator for a wedding is not an easy ride. You will need to be switched on, creative and resourceful in that day of coordinating what is potentially the biggest day of a couple's life. Whilst on-the-day coordination can be financially rewarding, it is a difficult job. It's one that I personally find quite challenging because you don't always have the same type of relationship with the couple that you would if you've worked with them closely during the planning stages of the wedding. To make on-the-day coordination work for me, I have a few things that I require before I will agree to that type of service. The first thing that I like to do and make part of my on-the-day coordination service is have at least 2 meetings with the couple after my initial consultation with them. This just enables me to stay in touch with the planning of the wedding, and for them it gives them a sounding board of a professional for the things that they're organising. In this way, I feel more connected to my couple and also have a better sense of what's going to be happening on the day. I also like to take ownership of the wedding in the week before the wedding. There will be things that the couple continue to do because ultimately they are the planners for this wedding, but I like to do up the run sheet for the day and be in charge of consulting with all of the vendors before the big day. This makes my role more effective. The final thing that I like to make part of my on-the-day coordination service is attending the wedding rehearsal and also meeting members of the bridal party and the parents of the bride and groom. In fact, I'll go out of my way to do this, so if they're not going to be at the rehearsal, I'll organise a meeting or I'll have a phone call with them. I find that if the people that I'm going to be directing and coordinating on the day of the wedding know me and understand my role and that I am there because the bride and groom want me there, I can be more effective in that role, and they're much more comfortable with listening to me and doing what I need them to do. So to recap, a wedding coordinator is the person who coordinates the actual day of the wedding. They may also be the wedding planner, but they might be what we call an on-the-day coordinator and not have had very much to do with the planning of the wedding at all. Like I said earlier, it can be a financially rewarding service to offer, but as I mentioned, I like to have some guidelines in place that make it also professionally rewarding for me to perform this service. Thanks for joining me again this week. Now, have you subscribed to our YouTube channel? We'd love you to do this so that you don't miss a report. And if you think that the information that we're providing in these reports could be useful to your friends, why not share our videos with them as well? And don't forget to leave your comments. And if you've got questions about being a wedding coordinator or a wedding planner, then I'd love to hear from you. I look forward to being back with you again next week. And in the meantime, have a wonderful week. So how's my wedding planning going? Yes, okay. I get married in a few weeks in October. The honeymoon's booked and caterer's booked. One of our beautiful students is my stylist, but I don't have a dress, no. That'll just happen. I've got a groom, yes, and he has something to wear, so that's nice, yes, but no dress yet. If you're Colette Dinnigan and you're watching, I need a dress for a wedding. Call me Colette. It's a backyard wedding. I can't wear a Vera Wang in the backyard amongst the cows. Okay.